Hello, friends. It's me, and it is time once more for a tale. But this is a different one. This is a special kind of story. So let's just get into it, and I'll run you through what we see here. This is from a deleted Reddit account. This is called "How I Learned of Neckbeard Culture and Other Fun Facts." So let's get into this, and I'll show you why I decided to read this one. A little background. I'm a third-generation American. My family is from Spain. I was born and raised in Florida. This was in 2011, 2014, and the end of high school and start of college. I wanted to start dressing like a man. I always liked the Caribbean look, so I began wearing a gayabera. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I did look it up, and it's a type of shirt. Interesting. And fedoras. I look great in them. Feels like a pajama shirt, but it looks really good. That sounds really comfortable. This was never really a problem until sophomore year of college. I walked up to this really beautiful girl, was talking to her, about to ask her number. Her male friend came over and she says, "Look at this neckbeard hitting on me." And they both roasted the crap out of me. I didn't know what a neckbeard was, so I Googled it. And that was the day I stopped wearing fedoras. So there's a couple of comments here that I want to go through before we say whatever we have to say about this, so let's go into that. Another Reddit user says, "Fedora's not a bad looking hat, it just needs to be well fitted, and the outfit has to go with it. Too bad you had a rough wake up to this. By the way, when you were talking to her, was she also responding, as in you were having a real conversation? Sounds like she was a bit wary of you from the start, so it might be good that you didn't get to ask for the number, or you might have ended here as a story." And the deleted account replies, "This is the first time that's ever happened to me. I think she was messing with me. She thought I was a neckbeard, so she flirted with me. We're having a nice conversation. She's texting on her phone, literally waited until her friend came by, and then they both started making fun of me. I was taken back by that. She called me a neckbeard and was laughing at me. Basically, I was like, okay, and just walked away. It was all one big game and joke to her. It didn't really offend me, it was just really off-putting that someone found that funny. I didn't know what a neckbeard was, and I'd never been on Reddit or any of that. I stopped wearing the fedora because I didn't want that situation to ever happen again. I've never had anyone do that to me before or since." And another user replies, "Dude, this sounds more like she was a huge asshole rather than a problem with the way you dressed." This is an interesting kind of insight into someone who's been hurt by stuff like this. I talked about this before when it came to things like fake stories and the effect that Reddit and YouTubers like myself and several others have on the people who just, enjoy the style. And this is kind of what I was worried about. It's not really, an idea that, things have to go out of style and you could just never ever wear it again. That's weird and you should be able to do that. But it's the association of the fedora and all this other stuff with the whole neckbeard mentality. It's not really fair to the people who just enjoy a certain look or enjoy a certain thing that they immediately get lumped into that. Which is why myself and several other people have pushed the idea of, it's the fedora, not the fedora. It sounds like, and I kind of upset that this guy deleted his account because I'd like to talk directly to this person, but it sounds like what happened was you did just wind up in a situation where somebody wanted to fuck with you. They saw you looking a certain way and just decided you were a neckbeard. From the way that you talk about this and the way that, this whole interaction seems from this level, you don't really strike me as one. The whole idea of what a neckbeard is very heavily based on the entitled, man-child mentality. But you don't really seem to have that. You basically were just this is a thing I like, I feel comfortable with this, then saw somebody who basically told you it's awful and that you're stupid for doing that, and felt like you had to stop doing it, which is really not fair to you. Granted, I'm not one for wearing hats myself, I own a few, but, it's not really my thing, and I don't think I've ever owned a fedora, but there's really nothing wrong with just wearing something that's comfortable for you. we talk a lot about, like, the neckbeard style and the joke of, like, you know, the trench coat and the shorts and the, you know, cargo shorts and the sandals with socks. First off, just a lot of that seems contradictory. Like, if you're going to wear a long coat, don't wear shorts. That's just makes you look like a flasher. And sandals are not really meant to be worn with socks. That's kind of the point of them. But a lot of this just kind of seems like it's your own fashion sense. Even if somebody wanted to dress like a stereotypical neckbeard, if they wanted to go the whole nine, as long as they don't act like a horrible person, I see no reason why they should be demonized or, like, pushed back against or anything like that. There's no reason for that to be the way it is. You know, it's just clothes. It's just an outfit. Nobody cares. But it seemed like the person who was messing with the OP in this story really just wanted a reason to mess with somebody, was looking for someone who fit this aesthetic in order to mess with them. Maybe they weren't specifically hunting for somebody like that, but as soon as they saw that, they went directly for it. I've seen people who, in this area around me specifically, fit the bill of straight up neckbeard, and it's not because they look anything like the stereotypical neckbeard described in any of the stories I've read. In fact, the ones that I knew didn't look anything like that, which is the reason why I didn't know they were neckbeards to begin with. I never really heard the term either before I started doing this, but once I found out about the behavior, the entitlement, the snobby behavior, the way they treat people, this idea that they're somehow smarter and better than everybody else, and treat everything that isn't their specific fandom or their specific mindset as just utter garbage, and that you're just stupid and, you know, moronic for not doing what they want, and the horrible way they treat women and things like that. That is where the neckbeard thing started to come in for me. Because, again, I had known probably 4, and I've only seen one of them wear a fedora maybe twice. That's about it. The trench coat thing is not a thing in South Louisiana. That's, you know, how you die of heat exhaustion. Socks and sandals, well, that could be anything from, you know, a neckbeard to a tourist. We get that a lot. That doesn't really mean anything. Anime shirts, again, doesn't really mean anything because nothing else matches up. So a lot of what defines a neckbeard to me is behavior, and that does seem to be the biggest thing about all of it. The outfit is not really what does it. And it's unfortunate that this person felt it was necessary to harass the OP just because of the way they looked. It seemed like they were having a fine conversation, and then all of a sudden, you know, haha, look at this neckbeard. Which to me says that, you know, this person was basically intending to make fun of the OP. They wanted that. They saw someone who fit the bill and decided this would be funny. Now, for anyone listening to this, if you see someone who looks like a neckbeard, but, you know, obviously doesn't have the personality, doesn't fit the Fed aura as it is, they're not. They might just be weird. And even then, like, there are neckbeards, like people who fit the whole mentality, maybe not the misogynistic horrible shit, but can be just generally nice people. And I don't consider them neckbeards either. If someone straight up wears the stereotypical outfit, does all the fandom things or whatever, but is harmless and is nice to the people around them and is generally kind of a good person, not a neckbeard. It just doesn't fit it for me. And that goes for legbeards too. Like, if you're generally a good person, if you're doing, you know, good things, and you're nice to the people who are around you, and nice to people in general, honestly, even if you have the look, even if your, you know, knowledge of anime or whatever is off the charts, even if you play Magic on a daily basis, still doesn't really make you a neckbeard or a legbeard in my book, man. Because it really is about the mentality. It really is that sense of entitlement and trashy mentality, because otherwise that's just, you know, obsessive nerdy mentality. And not all nerdy people are neckbeards or legbeards. And not all neckbeards and legbeards even look like that. We've had several stories on this channel alone of people who are not anywhere remotely like the stereotypical neckbeard, and yet they definitely fit the bill. You know? They definitely hit that horrible, horrible mentality. So you can't base it on someone's outfit. And I always kind of worry that subreddits and even channels like mine would set someone on a path for looking for somebody who dresses like that and would just kind of ruin their whole outlook simply because lol neckbeard, haha, look at the hat. And it's like, that's not it, dude. That's not it. That's not how that works. Also, even if somebody is a neckbeard like that, even if they do totally look like that, don't go out of your way to harass somebody. I don't know if OP full-on fits the bill for a neckbeard, because we only know very little about them. From what I can tell, they don't. But I do know that the person who made fun of them is an asshole. That's just an asshole thing to do. And to call over a friend to do that too, that's just a douchebag thing to do. Whether or not that guy's a neckbeard, you are absolutely a fucking asshole. That doesn't change that. So, I just kind of wanted to share this little post with you guys, and I realized that the original poster did actually delete their account, which is unfortunate, but if you ever do hear this, you know, original poster, OP, whoever you are out there, know that you don't really strike me as a neckbeard. You seem like somebody who got a bad end there. But it's not your fault. Some people are just shitty. And if you want to keep wearing the hat and the shirts, bruh, I say do it. It doesn't hurt anybody, and you ain't doing nothing wrong. Nobody can tell you what you can and can't put on your body, man. It is yours, after all. With all that being said, I hope all of you enjoyed this strange departure from my usual things. What is my usual thing, anyway, honestly? If you did enjoy this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have a Ko-Fi and a merch store. I would appreciate you checking those out, but if you can't, that's okay too. Every Saturday there's a live stream, and I even have a mailing address if you'd like to send me weird things in the mail. And if you'd like to send me your own neckbeard stories, legbeard stories, stories about anything, or even just to ask if you are a neckbeard or a legbeard, or if someone you know is, send it to my subreddit, r/Moonhorse stories. I'll be more than happy to read it, and it'll probably get made into a video. I mean, it is my subreddit after all. Either way, I love you all so very, very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.